like started streams, I never know what to say. I'm just like, oh hey guys, I'm now here.
I mean, that's the most natural way of doing it, so I
Yeah.
think that's fine.
Yeah. It is true. Well, actually, recently I started doing this thing where I get data from downstairs, and I just spent like several minutes just showing him to the camera as he's whining because he doesn't want to be in my room. Because he still considers my room to be Shadow's territory after all this time. And so he complains every time, but I still do it. I still bring him in here, and I still show him to everyone.
Someday.
He'll learn someday. Maybe. Who knows? Though, like, my family is just like, you should be glad, though, that he doesn't want to be there. Because then he would just make everything a mess. Also, oh my gosh, it's Azure!
Thank you so much for the support. 14 whole months. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I need a new slogan when people sub. Kind of done with the old one. Thanks a lot.
Azure is the best.
For sure. What do you mean there's only metapods? Still have,
yeah. Yeah, well, no, I changed the title and stuff, but I've kept the
going live message.
Yeah, the going live message, because I love it so much. Like, that's my favorite meme, and now I just kind of want to keep it forever, even when I'm not playing Pokemon.
Fair enough.
Metapods. Even in the Great Ace Attorney is here.
Yep. How are you, Anya? And how are you, Azure?
I had 12 hours of sleep last night, so I feel pretty good.
It's more like it.
Yeah.
I had like 6.
Oh no, Mark, you need more sleep. Yeah, I went to bed early, and by early I mean 2:30 a.m. because that's early for me. And then slept until 1 p.m. So it was pretty good.
Good amount of sleep.
Yeah. Especially since I hadn't had a good amount of sleep the night before. I had like 4 hours, so I was like, this is great.
Yeah. I have a really bad habit, so we were watching anime in my server, and then we played some Among Us, and then I was like, alright, time to go to bed, still responsible time, and then when I'm going to brush my teeth, I'll watch a couple YouTube videos, and all of a sudden it's like 12:30.
Yeah, I do the same thing where I'm like, okay, guys, I gotta go to bed, and I'll leave the call from Discord.
It's like 2
and
hours
then,
later.
Yeah, and then I'm just still like hanging out like 2 hours later, just like either watching videos or listening to music or playing some games or just something outside the call. I think that's why Sushi always leaves kind of early, is because I think he does the same thing.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he said before that when he leaves, he goes to, like, watch stuff and whatnot. And so he just leaves early to make sure that he does it earlier, you know? He's more responsible than us, who just wait until the last possible moment. But yeah, like, for example, I left the call last night at 11 p.m. But then I was still up till 2:30 p.m. or 2:30 a.m.
It really do be like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, Azure and I were just in a call because apparently Azure had like this weird glitch happen where even after he left the call, like his icon was still in there as if he was in the call. He couldn't figure out how to get out. And I thought that he was still in there. And I'm like sitting here like, oh, I'm waiting for Marc, so I might as well drop in. And I jump in and then he goes. And I'm like, okay. And then it was kind of like this back and forth where like he got in the call and then left the call. And then I went in the call and left the call. And finally we were in at the same time. And I was like, hey.
Wonderful.
Incredible. Amazing.
Amazing. Alright, you ready to go?
Heck yeah. I'm super ready.
Let's do it. I got my mouse back from work.
Yeah! Nice.
My proper mouse back, no longer Dell mouse from 20 years ago.
Hell yeah.
So I bought exactly the same mouse on company money to use at work. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Nice,
All right,
nice,
where
nice.
were we?
I don't even
to
remember.
Second testimony.
Yeah, we're talking still with Pat and whatnot. As a patrolman of London's police force, I consider that Miss Garrett is unrelated to the case. This is because her window is actually an awning window. Oh yeah, I remember about this. Besides, if something was flying through the air, Pat wouldn't have missed it.
Roll.
I was very close to the crime scene, but Pat was watching over it like a hawk. I didn't blink or look away for even a second. Nothing out of the ordinary, sir. I don't remember what we were doing before this.
I mean, we just got like the jury to sway again to a not guilty verdict because Mrs. Garrett is a maybe suspect.
Yeah.
And now we're like, okay, this is why Mrs. Garrett isn't a suspect.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to call her to the stand, but then Von Zeeks was like, no, we have like these people over there that know.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Put everybody back up to speed.
Maybe go up. Like, wait, can we go back?
I want to press this. But
press this one. Sure. Let's just press all the statements. Let's just do it.
Oh, let's press everything. I mean, this is just. Do we really need to press this one? Because this is really nothing special about it.
Let's press it. Let's go. Let's do it.
Fine. What makes you so confident in this claim?
I'm glad you asked. The reason is this. Inside the police handbook, we have the great things to know as a policeman. He showed that to us earlier, didn't he?
Did he? I don't really remember.
A patrolman works tirelessly for the citizenry. That is everything I strive to accomplish. That's why I stand tall and strong for my poor wife. Yes, I tire no more. Pat, my sweet, you're so manly.
Roll, my love.
Of course, I do it all for you, Rolla. Rolla, my love. Pat, my sweet. I almost switched their voices. Rolla, you know what? I'm gonna just do that from now on.
Oh God. That's not what I'm asking about. I wanted to know the basis behind your claim that Mrs. Garrett is unrelated to the crime.
Oh, that! You should have said that sooner!
Alright, tell me about that then. Finally.
Now I present to you my unshakable claim! It will prove to you just how unrelated she is! I'll reveal the truth to you so much that I'll run out of words to reveal with! But before I do, I have one thing to say.
What now?
There's a certain favor I want to ask of you, Mr. Japanese attorney. When you go home, I want you to tell your friends tales of the London officer's spirit.
Sorry, but I only just arrived in London, so...
Please, I'll let you borrow this if you promise to read it from cover to cover.
Hell yeah, you'll never get it back.
Yeah.
You know how long a trip takes?
Yeah. I swear it will move you to tears. Oh, I think we get this as evidence now. Yeah.
Alright, fine, I'll take it.
Yeah, there we go.
That would be very handy. And just... Oh, there's this like handy little thingy in here.
Yeah, there's like...
Something.
Yeah, or like here's a rule that is like, oh... So we should probably check it.
Oh, for sure. Let's... Oh, we can't.
No, if you hit present, you can check without actually presenting.
Oh.
Like if you just hit details, yeah. Things to know as a patrolman. Keep the peace within the area designated as your beat. Patrol 20 miles every day so that citizenry may know peace. When he discovers an incident, the patrolman must lead the investigation. Uh-oh. If an incident occurs in a patrolman's beat, he must insist in the initial investigation. And he didn't do it. Wah, 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 wah. But I don't know if we have a specific statement we can, like, press yet. Like, with this information. Maybe let's just keep pressing all the statements and see. But we now know. We should keep it in mind.
Mm-hmm. And that means that the window couldn't have opened all the way, right?
Exactly! It's a window for letting in some air. It won't open very far. Oh my gosh, I can't. I always forget Zeke's voice every single time. As such, if an item were to fly out of the window, it would hit the window pane and fall to the ground below. It would hit. Oh wait, if you check the map, I got confused.
Let me crank your audio. Can you speak for a bit?
Hello. Hello.
That should be better. I think I had it like way too low.
Oh no. Well, knowing me, people never know where to set my volume. Like, Azure always has to go in extremes when it comes to my volume. Because one time, like, if it's, you know, in the day, he has to turn it down. But if it's at night, he has to turn it up. Because then I'll be all like, the entire time.
Yeah, it's pretty consistent, like, while streaming. But I just realized that I played Enthusia last week, and that goes through my capture card. That means that the game audio from that goes full blast, and I can't lower it without lowering the desktop audio.
I see.
So yeah, should be better now. We should be balanced now. Hopefully the game isn't too loud.
Nah, I mean, I guess I don't know how other people are hearing it. Anya has destroyed my eardrums plenty of times. Dang, see.
Feel sorry for Azure's earbuds.
Earbuds?
Eardrums. That's the word.
Earbuds.
Earbuds.
Oh boy. Big boofaroonie.
For sure. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Alright,
Yeah.
good. Oh, you marked the spot.
I know. Around here is where any given object would fall. How do you know?
Because that's below the window.
Yeah, but if it's a certain object, it might just go like, phew, like, in an angle.
Maybe.
It's on the opposite side of the crime scene. I see.
I wish I knew about these awning windows earlier. Dang. Oh, by the way, I have a question for you, Pat.
What is it, sir?
Did you know about the window? That would lead you to know that Mr. Garrett's window was in fact an awning window.
Oh, that's easy. Yes. Oh.
Yeah, I saw.
Yesterday I assisted with the investigation.
Excuse me, Rolla.
Oh, wait, no. I remember now. Yes.
Are you really gonna swap their voices? Why do you look so happy right now?
I was just thinking.
Rolla smoked too many cigarettes.
The two of us really are lucky, you know.
She rolled us some real heavy tobacco. Sorry, that's a terrible joke.
No, it was good. I didn't even think of that.
Oh man, I'm so slow too because like I thought of the joke in Dutch and then I still have to translate it. So it's like, how can I tell this joke? And then, the big silence comes and then I can actually tell it.
Yeah.
Need the timing of a toad.
Nah, it's fine.
Huh? What?
I mean, it's a shame that the lady got stabbed, but the crime happened just outside of Pat's beat.
So,
Yeah, you could say Briar Road is the border between beats. Isn't that right, Pat?
you're dozing off again.
Yeah, right.
Surprise stream Wednesday. Is it really a surprise if we quote unquote do it every Wednesday?
Well, we haven't been doing it every Wednesday. We just started last Wednesday.
Oh, right, that's true. We used to do this on Saturday.
Yeah, we used to do this on Saturdays, and for a long time we didn't even do that.
Nope.
Womp,
We're so
womp,
consistent.
womp. Oh.
Hey, Shakro.
Hi,
Awesome.
Shatro. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, Shatro? I hope you're doing well. Hello.
Well, for now it's on Wednesday, and
Yeah.
for the foreseeable future, only if our schedules change again. Like they do.
Yeah, it's
We'll
true.
see.
It's true. Also, I feel that. I mean, actually, you know, today I actually don't feel that because I had sleep and I'm pretty happy about it. But normally, I very much feel that of being tired.
For sure. I was pretty tired today. I almost fell asleep on the couch.
Oof. Oof, oof, oof.
I'm starting to become an old man.
No, Mark!
I'm like my dad. I was like, oh man, I'm falling asleep, and I'm looking to my left, and my dad's in this chair.
Oh.
napping. I'm like, oh god.
Oh my
There we
gosh.
go.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh. Even though I'm only in my 20s, I feel like I'm already an old lady sometimes. I'll be like trying to get up from the floor after sitting there for a long time, and I'm like, oh, my joints. Oh.
Same.
I'm like, oh no. I'm only 21. Why am I already like this? Oh boy.
Yeah, it's
But
a good time.
I will say, Mark, first off, you'll always be young in my heart. And second off, aging isn't really a linear process that much.
That's true. I probably have like joints of an 80-year-old.
As long as you're young in spirit, that's all that matters.
The rest of me is in pretty good shape.
Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh. Right.
Actually, the reason I helped investigate the Gyarados residence yesterday is because that area is part of my beat.
Wow. It really did happen right on the border.
Pat, I'd like to confirm something with you. Which beat does the footpath just in front of Mr. Gyarados' home belong to? Oh, the Gyarados home! That would be my beat, ma'am! Oh, wait, it just hit me.
Hit what?
I remember this now. Never mind. Never mind.
That's the first time I've ever heard. Man, I'm having trouble speaking today. I don't know why. That's the first time I've heard of this.
That was me yesterday during the call. I literally could not talk at all. I was messing up my sentences like constantly, and I was like, what is happening? I sound like I'm drunk, even though I'm not drunk. If the lady had been stabbed on the other side of Briar Road that night, there's no way we would have made it to our anniversary dinner. Pat has to do his job after all.
A commendable work ethic indeed. That's just what we expect from a patrolman.
Pat always works so hard.
Well, I guess he didn't lie. Let's see. Between designated beat, patrol of 20 miles. Discovered an incident, program must lead to investigation. This is a in a patrol's beat, he must assist in the initial investigation. Well, I guess he did. The second one?
Yeah, but it wasn't in his beat, though.
Yeah. So the top one is correct. He didn't have to leave.
Yeah, but they just kind of left it to the police, I think. Well, now I can't remember what the facts are. Pat always worked so hard. It must have been God watching over him this one time. Don't you think so, Pat? Yeah, I think you're right.
I should probably keep track of all of this information.
Yeah, the game is like...
down.
Yeah, we should maybe write it down or something. I'll take care of that.
Susato to the rescue.
Susato! Oh, that's awesome! Thanks, Susato. You're the best.
Constable O'Malley's beat. Oh, right, that's the fish and chips eating guy.
Oh, yeah.
The investigator.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that guy, honestly. Alright, now I'll do the talking.
Kinda sounds like Fran Drescher.
Should we
A little
just
bit
press?
higher, and then it's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. Miss Takato! Mrs. Takato! I'm scared, Mrs. Takato! Should we just press all the state? Yeah,
Yep,
that's what
we're
I was
pressing
thinking.
everything. But if the sun had gone down, right? It should have been dark at that time.
We were walking around looking for a happy star.
A what?
A star that would guide the two of us to happiness.
Huh.
If a flaming book happened to fly overhead, it probably would have looked something like a shooting star. Let me tell you, if I saw a shooting star, I would have wished 3 times over that Pat would become the chief of police. But due to all the fog and smog, we couldn't see any stars at all.
That's a hint.
In short, not a single knife or book flew overhead before the crime. Right you are, sir. I swear it on the starless London sky.
Really doesn't seem like he's lying.
Just after we witnessed the crime, the two of us rushed to the scene.
You ran to a police box for help, right?
Yes, oh my gosh. Yes, that's right. I know where all the police boxes and Pat's beat are, but it's not her fault that she doesn't know where they are in any other beat.
It's like right on the border there.
Yeah. Pat told me where to go, but I got a little bit lost. Rolla, my love, you're so cute when you're lost without a clue. Rolla, my love, Pat, my sweet.
Oh, just shut up already.
Anyway, thanks to that, it took about 50 minutes before I came back. But Pat was watching over the scene the whole time.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't, because he was dead asleep.
Yeah. I was off duty, but I still did the job, for I am a patrolman.
We know he wasn't. There was nothing out of the ordinary at all.
Right, sir, I was keeping an eye on the crime scene the whole time. No person, animal, or thing got anywhere close to it. I swear it's the truth, or my name isn't Patrolman Patrick O'Malley.
He's also called O'Malley.
I think, I thought the other guy was named something different. Now we're forgetting everything. People. Look at people. Reported by Rolla O'Malley. Yeah, his name is Tobias Grayson or whatever.
Gregson.
Yeah.
Hey, Helen. How are you?
Oh, hi, Helen. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I love you very much. How are you? Hmm.
I remember it's saying. Saying something. Well, guess we know that. I'm good, Helen. Thanks for asking.
Maybe I should spoil myself on this game. Oh well, no, Helen.
Oh well.
I'm feeling pretty
Just
good.
the 4th case.
Yeah. Just the 4th one.
That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange? I'm perfectly normal.
The adventure of the Lion's Mane was supposed to be in Mr. Garrett's home. How did this burned book end up in the victim's grasp? If you were watching like a hawk, then you must have noticed something, right?
Maybe it just happened to be a different burnt book. Kinda sus, not gonna lie.
It's not just kind of. It's
Incredible.
but you still have to wonder why the victim will be holding it. She was carrying a bag on her shoulder after all. So not logical to have it in your hand. In the freezing London cold.
Yeah, it's kind of like, how did that happen? Either way, when I found her, she was already holding the book, and that's part of the problem. That's the problem.
I see. There's something strange about this testimony. Somehow the knife ended up in her back and the book ended up in her hand. I feel like these two mysteries must be connected by some thread.
Mr. Attorney, how about I ask you a question?
Sure. What is it?
You're doubting our testimony again, aren't you?
Sure am.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Oh no, wasn't really. Here we go again. It's my freaking job.
Yeah, it's
Give
like,
me
no,
a break.
duh. I have to question. Let me just tell you one thing. Don't underestimate me just because I'm a girl. I'm the wife of a police officer, so my testimony is totally trustworthy.
Right. I just...
No, I don't want to hear any more excuses from you. I guess I'll just have to keep talking if I want to convince you. Do you mind, my lord?
As you please, add to your testimony if you wish.
This is what we want.
Yeah.
Not that I could ask you to do otherwise. This lady just can't shut up, apparently.
Just wondering something.
Listen up real good. Yeah, it's like Gollum. And you better get a clue this time, you stupid Japanese guy.
Yeah, this judge is cool.
Yeah. The judges in this game are so good. Like, the one we had on the first case in Japan, I think he's my favorite judge from every Ace Attorney game ever. Wow, microaggression. Yeah, this game has been like microaggression the game, Helen.
Yeah, pretty much. Also racism.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, ma'am. Speak to your heart's content.
I wonder what she plans to say now. Sasato, this is a good thing. We want them to say more so that we have more to pick out. My eyesight is the best. I just not great at directions, that's all. Press.
Of course. It's not that I doubt your testimony. It's your destiny.
Testimony.
Testimony. It's just.
Stop right there! I saw everything, okay? That mustached Japanese guy just dropped his books and scampered away like a bad cat.
Testimony.
Testimony could have been the English title of the series. I would have loved it.
Right.
And I definitely didn't see what happened at that. What didn't happen at that.
Double negative.
Yeah. There weren't any burning books or nasty knives flying over Briar Road. Gotcha.
Yeah, I get it. But didn't you just say you have a bad sense of direction?
Yeah, I do. It's a bit embarrassing. Pat always gets mad when I'm late for our dates.
What was that plonk?
I know, I heard that too. I was like, whoa, wait. Maybe we should...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The speech bubbles there.
Yeah, we should question him then.
I'm not racist, but did you know that 100% of Japanese people in this game are involved in crimes? Really makes you think.
Oof. Oh my gosh, Ralph. Hello! Welcome to the stream, Ralph.
Please.
I love you very much.
Of course they're involved with crime. We're attorneys.
Yeah.
The only people we come across are people who are involved with the trial.
Yeah.
Hi, Ralph. How are you? Oh boy. Alright, let's question. Pat, may I ask you something? Yeah, Ralph, I'm just really bad at that. I want to explain everything all the time. Just all the time.
Nah, it's fine, Mark. We love you.
Stop dozing off, please. You're in a court.
Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, yes! Ask away!
Did something about your wife's testimony strike you as odd?
Well, yeah. Wow, you just said that. Now that I think about it, it happened that night too.
Hmm. Then, Rolla got herself lost on the night of the crime.
She went to the next beat over to find a police box, but it took her a pretty long time to come back.
Didn't she say she only took like 15 minutes?
I thought she would return within 10 minutes. In the end, it took her about 15.
Oh. That's exactly,
Yeah.
what I just said.
Oh, Pat, quit bullying me. It was all that bouquet's fault, not mine. The bouquet?
What is this about a bouquet?
It was an anniversary present. My darling Pat gave it to me. He was picking up coins during his patrols for weeks and weeks just so he could afford it. Oh.
It's a very romantic story, I guess.
I had totally forgotten about that bouquet until now. I'm sorry, sweetie. It's fine. But that bouquet is a matter for the two of us to handle in private. We should talk about it right now, okay? Huh? Aw, that's disappointing.
What in the world was that? I was clearly very shaken about something.
Well, I cannot say I know why. But I think we should press Rolla about that bouquet. Yeah, probably should.
Yes. Rolla, about that bouquet. Could you tell us a little bit more about it? Perhaps?
Perhaps? Sure! Why not? Look at Patty's like losing it.
No.
Van Zeeks is also losing it. Everyone's losing it. I ended up getting lost because of the bouquet I dropped.
You dropped a bouquet of flowers to crime scene?
Right, I was really out of it at that point. I saw someone fall over when we rushed over to help. We found a knife sticking out of her. I was so shocked that I just dropped my bouquet on the spot. It was too far from the light of the gas lamp, so it was hard to spot.
So that's when you ran over to the next beat's police box, right? No, she's not. She's just a witness,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Right, I came back to the scene with a police officer in tow. I saw where I had dropped the bouquet on the footpath, but when I went to go get it...
Surprise, surprise, like the defendant is actually a Japanese man.
Yeah.
Famous Japanese writer.
Yep. Natsume Soseki.
Yes. So Natsume.
Yeah. His book, I Am a Cat, I think is the best-selling Japanese book of all time.
Meow.
The corpse was gone. It's already been mentioned many times, but the victim is not yet a corpse.
Good on you.
Oh, really, Ralph? That's cool.
Huh.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Hell yeah. The Japanese and the cat is called Wagahai. Okay, that's cool.
Huh.
That is cool. So it's also shitty fun. Well, that's Ace Attorney for you. All Ace Attorney games have terrible puns. Yeah. Absolutely, Helen. Exactly. I was really confused until I heard a heroic voice coming from the other side of the road.
I suppose that was Pat.
Yep, in my clumsiness, I came back to the wrong side of the street. But this time, it was the bouquet's fault to think that it ended up there.
Huh? So the bouquet moved to the opposite of Briar Road, huh?
A strange story indeed.
And in the end, I forgot to go back and get it. You don't know how much change Pat had to pick up off the street just to find me that.
Aw, thank you, Helen. I really appreciate that.
The Gyarados in this game are a very powerful pun because Gyaradev is indeed a weird surname from the Holmes novels, but in Japanese it's pronounced Gerudebu, which is the words for skinny and fat in Japanese. Yeah, I did know about that, but I didn't even make the connection until you pointed that out. That's incredible, Ralph.
That's cool. Also,
That
why
is
is Mr.
cool.
Gyarados' head shaped like the moon?
Yeah. That's a real stars line pun. Lol, 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 lol.
Speaking about voice acting, remember when I did like Monster Prom every week and I voiced everything?
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember
look-
how the first time I was there for Monster Prom, What's her name? I got,
What
oh
does she
my,
look like?
like, she's like a master manipulator and is constantly thinking about like
Snake
how,
hair lady?
yeah.
The Gorgon Vera?
Yeah, Vera. I got her I got her and won that game with her, and I remember everyone just like, that was my first time ever playing Monster Prom, and yet I got her and won
One of
with
the
her.
hardest ones, too. I
Yeah.
remember the Vera endings being very hard.
Yeah. I don't know,
And
and I remember I wasn't even going for her. I was planning to go for, like, Damien, I think.
yeah, probably.
And
Something like that.
somehow I got Vera instead. Oh boy. But, thinking back on it, it's not that much of a shocker. Because even though Damien looks like my type, Vera is definitely more more the type that I tend to go after, so it's like fine.
For sure. Monster Prom 2, when? I still need to
Monster
look at when it
Prom
comes out.
2. Yeah, I thought it was coming out soon.
They were planning to like release it this year, but I haven't heard any updates so far. But I haven't checked, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this year has just been insane. A lot of
yeah.
things getting postponed and all sorts of things. So I feel that. When you say bouquet, might it perhaps be this?
God damn it, man.
Trust me, all the prosecutors do stuff like this, and all the games.
That's also not a bouquet. That's a flower. It's only a
Yeah.
bouquet when it's multiple flowers, right?
I think so, but, like, I guess the idea is, like, he can't afford a full-on bouquet, so he just gives her this, and in their love, they call it a bouquet.
Yes.
Ugh! Ah! That's it. That's the bouquet Pat bought me with all the change he picked up off the streets.
Yeah, especially like a big rose like that in like 1800s London. It's gotta be like a lot of change.
Yeah.
Like 2 shillings. I don't know how much a shilling is worth, but something. Old timey money.
Yeah.
I think it's best if we don't keep telling everyone that part.
Where did you find this bouquet?
According to an officer's report about the crime scene, it was found at the corner of the footpath in front of John Garadeb's residence.
Was in front of Mr. Garadeb's home? Oh, what a surprise!
Are you starting to see something here, Mark?
Yeah, it was probably what I already suspected, that she walked underneath the window and like the stuff both hit the window frame.
We'll
She
see.
picked up the burning book and then the freaking knife fell. And then they moved the body to the other side of the street for some reason. Probably to move it from beat to beat.
Yeah, well, but also, we'll see. Because it was in an area far from the gas lamps, it wasn't found until the next day. The police believed it to be unrelated to the crime as it was on the other side of the road.
She dropped it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prosecutor. I'll be taking that back right now.
No, that's evidence. Haha, I told you so. It would be better for the court to accept this as evidence.
Oh, thanks, Helen. No worries. Thank you. Do not worry. I think we should all praise Mark for his voice acting. It is the best. Ha!
Very appreciated. I'm blushing.
Aww. Oh
The booking
boy.
has been filed into the court record. Let's go
Ah.
take a look.
Do 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 do. Let's look at the boop.
Bouquet. It's a flower.
Wow, a British rose. It's more beautiful than I had ever imagined.
Huh? So this is a rose. I've never seen one before. It's even wrapped in a newspaper.
Yeah. Are you not interested in flowers?
That. I'm uninterested. Why did I pause there? But I only really know 3 different kinds.
You only know 3? And what would those be?
Peach blossoms, plum blossoms, and cherry blossoms. Wait.
Your tastes seem to be a little too biased.
I'm sorry.
I'm putting him on the spot. Okay, he's making himself easy to bully there.
Sure is some fancy wrapping paper.
But these are just old newspapers, Naruhodo.
It's like anything wrapped with stuff from Britain would look fancy, like fish and chips.
Yeah.
In a newspaper,
Hell
ready
yeah.
to consume.
Wait! It just hit me! It just hit me! Why Naruhodo would be biased about, like, blossoms. It just hit me why. It's because, it's because his friend, what's his name? The guy who died.
Sogi?
Yeah, Sogi! Well, I guess maybe, yeah, I guess they all are Japanese flowering trees, but I feel like those,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, I mean, that could be a possibility, but I was also thinking about how Naruhodo always, compared, like, Sogi and, like, his grace and whatnot with, like, cherry blossoms and stuff. I feel like I remember that being a thing. Didn't he do that? Am I imagining things?
Maybe, I don't know.
Am I losing my mind? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Oh boy. I miss Sogi.
I also miss Sogi and his permanent wind.
Yeah, I miss him a lot.
What's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just wondering, have you ever had roasted sweet potato?
I have not, but that sounds delicious.
I have. It's good.
It's good. Sometimes when you have sweet potato, like the texture is not that great.
Yeah.
Like it's far more stringy than regular potato, at least around here. I don't know. American sweet potatoes are different from ours. Oh well.
My experience with sweet potatoes, like, I guess I never have sweet potato, like, on its own. Like, I never just, like, eat a sweet potato, like, raw or anything. Usually it's,
Don't
like,
eat
cooked.
potatoes raw.
Yeah, we usually cook the...
cook them.
Yeah, we usually cook the potatoes. And so whenever I have sweet potatoes, it's already kind of, like, boiled and stuff. And it's usually, like, with other veggies. So I guess maybe, like, I don't know. Like, to me, I think they taste great. I don't know.
They're not real potatoes. Really? They're not starch-based?
Huh. That's interesting.
Please, Helen, give us the lore.
Give us the lore. But yeah, I love sweet potatoes so much that anytime I go to a restaurant that has sweet potato fries, I'll order the sweet potato fries instead of regular fries.
I enjoy sweet potato fries, but not too much of it.
That's understandable.
I'm usually not too much fries kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way.
I don't even put salt on my fries. So.
Huh. For me, like, I have salt on my fries, but that's mostly because also I don't usually, like, if the only side they give for fries is ketchup, then I'll just eat fries by themselves without anything. Like, for example, if I get food from McDonald's, what I usually get is their fish sandwich, because I really like their
Mm-hmm.
fish sandwich. And I'll get fries too, like a medium box of fries. And I'll just
Mm-hmm.
eat those fries the way they are with nothing, because I hate
Yeah.
ketchup.
Fair enough. If I go to McDonald's, I usually don't get fries because I don't think they're that great. But if I do have
Yeah.
fries, like I get a menu or something, I never order sauce because sauce at McDonald's is 55 cents and I'm Scrooge
Yeah.
McDuck.
Yeah.
I never want to spend 55 cents on like the tiniest tub of sauce ever.
Yeah. The
I'm like, no.
only the only the only things that I do dip fries in, well, if they're regular fries, then I dip them in mustard. I like dipping them in mustard and eating
I like
them.
that. I like the mustard. If I have fries at home from the deep fryer, I'll usually just get some sriracha. Just dip it in sriracha.
Ooh, that
Gives
sounds
this
good
nice
too.
nice edge.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good too. And if they're like sweet potato fries, I usually, there a lot of times, a lot of places, at least around here, if you get sweet potato fries, they serve it with like this special kind of like, it's like a sort of sweet sauce, but I can't really explain. It's kind of like
Oh
honey
yeah, Helen.
like. But yeah. And I just dip those in that, and it's pretty good. But yeah, curry sauce is good too.
Do you mean like the Hela sauce, Helen? You can't get it anywhere except for here, but it's so good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's like really common to see around here, but even in Belgium it's hard to get. When you say curry in Belgium, you'll just like get like curry ketchup, which is like
Yeah.
ketchup. But if I go to
Yeah.
Belgium and I get chips or fries or whatever you want to call them, I always get tartar sauce because they have that, and
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
It's
That's
different from usual tartar sauce. That's so weird.
yeah.
Condiments.
Condiments. Yeah. My favorite condiment ever from anything I've ever been to would probably be, so there's this sandwich chain that I used to eat at a lot when I lived closer to the south, because I grew up in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like almost dead center of the country, towards like heading towards like the lower half of the country. Um, and there's kind of like a chain that originated from Georgia and goes all around there called Slotsky's. It's like a sourdough sandwich shop. So like all the sandwiches use sourdough bread of like different types. And I grew up with it, and it's one of my favorites because not only like are their sandwiches kind of like, they have like this kind of unique sourdough flavor to them, but also because they they have this hot sauce there, like this specialty hot sauce that
Mm-hmm.
you are supposed to put with the sandwiches. Like every table has like a bottle of the hot sauce, and you just like put it either like on the sandwich bowl that you get, or like in the sandwich or whatever, and you just eat it like that. And it's just so good. Like there's something about combining that like specific hot sauce with like their sandwiches that is just like heaven to me. And maybe part of it is because I grew up with it, but it's like it's something that even to this day, like I have never really found anything else that has the same kind of like flavor to
Mm-hmm.
me. And it's something like, if I miss anything from living down there, it's that food. That food in particular.
I'm getting so hungry right now.
Yeah, me. I feel that.
Anyway, hey Epic. Nice
Hey,
5 minutes you got
Epic!
there.
And hi, Rolf! Hi, Rolf
Hi
and
Rolf.
Epic! I love both of
How are
y'all.
y'all?
I hope you guys are doing well. I love you both. Welcome to the streams. Hey yo.
We started talking about food because I mentioned fish and chips.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
doing well, Epic. Thanks for asking. Right.
Oh yeah. Maybe British newspaper could even make Japanese treats look like British pastries.
Sometimes Sada really does show her girly side.
What? How is talking about desserts like girly? I don't
Because baking
understand.
is girly. No, that
Oh
doesn't
my
make any sense.
gosh.
I think.
Oh, because it's sweet. I guess so, Helen.
Debate.
It's so funny to me because with my family, like the only person in my family, like my immediate family, that can't cook is my sister. She's the type who gets happy when she can boil potatoes. Like I remember she talked to me one time not too long ago. She's just like, it was for like some sort of holiday or whatever. She's like, I boiled some potatoes, and she was so happy about it that she was able to do it. I was like, oh.
Just show the thumbs up. Good
Yeah, like good job,
sad.
you did it. Because anything else, she just like burns alive or whatever. She's the type who can like mess up anything, which is so funny because her husband, my brother-in-law, he's a super good cook. He's like really, 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 really good. So it's like you have this one person who can't cook to save her life, and then this other person who's like one of the best cooks I've ever met.
Well, it's a nice balance because
yeah.
one never wants to cook and the other
Yeah.
one does.
Yeah, he cooks like all the time and he's so good at it. Also, hi David, thank you for the sub.
David.
Thank you so much for the sub for 7 months. How are you doing, David? I love you so much. Thank you for the sub. Ayo. You're the best. How are you doing? Ayo,
The
ayo.
Nani in chat.
Hell yeah. I'm good. I had plenty of rest, and we've been having a good time with Ace Attorney. It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, that's a bouquet.
Yeah. Aw, but the only evidence in that... Oh, wait. Aw. But the only evidence in that bouquet is the evidence of our love.
Gotta smoke a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, gotta get some cigarette smoke in there. You better give it back later, I'll scream if you don't. Boil water, what am I, a chemist? I've seen that, it's so good.
Can burn water. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I won't forget.
There was nothing out of the ordinary at all. Did I accidentally press this one twice now?
Maybe? Yeah. Maybe we were supposed to, present the bouquet. Because this was the thing that he said was weird, remember? Like, even he mentioned that it was a weird thing. And he just said there was nothing weird. So he's, like, contradicting his own statement. So I'm guessing that we went through all that on Statement 5 so that we could, present the bouquet on this statement.
Thing is, I'm getting a strange feeling from this trial with its absentee assailant. I feel like we've already seen a solution in some way.
Yeah. Hint, nudge, nudge.
What book should never have appeared at the crime scene? At first, I thought the one keeping secrets about it was Mrs. Garrett, but now, let's say there's someone else wasn't revealing everything they know about it.
Yeah.
My
Yep.
favorite weapon was already being within the grass. All to do is present it and drag it out to the truth. You don't have to spell it out to me again.
Yep. So I'm thinking if we go to the last one again where he's like, there wasn't anything weird, we can like point out the fact that there was a bouquet, which was weird.
For the book.
Let's save and then present the bouquet.
That's a good idea. Objection. Barry!
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 Hello,
How are
Barry! How are you doing? I love you very much. How's it going? I've missed ya. Hello! Barry, Barry, Barry! Y'all being objectionable.
When you were watching over the crime scene, there was nothing out of the ordinary? That can't be right.
Barry, you're gonna resume streaming? Hell yeah!
Yeah, I saw your announcement. I was very excited.
That's exciting, Barry. I'm excited for you. Hell yeah.
Any sneak peek on what you're starting with for the game? Any hints?
Also, Epic, I'm the same way. I'm also an alright cook. And I also haven't cooked in a while though. But I will say that, like, I feel like my mom's really biased because she's always, every time I'm like, I'm an okay cook, she's like, no, you're really good, you just need more practice.
She's not wrong, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think I'm a pretty okay cook. I just don't cook that often because I live with my parents.
Yeah, same here.
But
I
my
don't.
parents were on holiday for the last week, and I did cook a couple times. So
Yeah. Yeah, I
Maybe
live with
not.
my family and they cook a lot, both of them, because both my mom and dad are pretty good cooks. My mom is super good. My dad's pretty good depending on what you have him cook. But every once in a while, like, I help out with cooking or I cook some of my, like, special dishes when I can.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, basically my mom's like, if you had to and you start cooking all the time by yourself, you would probably become a really good cook, is what she always says. But who knows? Who knows?
Same, Helen. Same.
Yeah.
My meals
feel
are
that.
always like a hodgepodge of the stuff that when I used to live on my own, I always used to go to the store. I live like 50 meters from the supermarket, which was so nice. I go to
Yeah.
the store and just check on what products were almost expiring, and then just think a meal out of those ingredients. And I was the best student ever. Such a cheapskate.
Yeah. For me, like, I grew up with a family that's, like, really big on food. Like, we make new meals, like, all the time because we get easily bored if we eat the same food too many times. It's the reason why, like, I can eat almost anything because I grew up eating foods from all sorts of different cultures. Like, one day my mom would make borscht and, like, other Russian foods, and then the next day I would eat, like, Japanese meals, and then the next day I would have Chinese, and then the next day I would have Korean, and then the next day I would have some German food, and then the next like I had like all sorts of food from different cultures growing up, like all the time. And so because of that, like, we end up having to go to the store like a couple times per week because of this, because we're always like trying to make new meals all the time. So, like, for example, I would go to the store and like one of the things I really like to make is like fruit salad, which is like mixed greens, strawberries, blueberries, dried cranberries, and some caramelized like pecans, and mix it together, and then have like this like a raspberry vinaigrette.
I've
And
never had fruit salad.
it's so good. It's like one of my favorites. So, but like I'll buy all those ingredients, right? And I'll make this entire salad. And then within a couple days, like that salad is done. You know? Like I would have spent all that money on buying a whole bottle of raspberry vinaigrette, like strawberries, blueberries, dry cranberries, like caramelized nuts, mixed greens, and everything. And then within a couple days, I have to think, now what else am I going to buy for another meal? But that's kind of just how we do things. And it's kind of weird because like our fridge is pretty much always like stocked with food and stuff. But we're always ending up having to buy like new stuff all the time because we're just so like we gotta have something new every couple of days.
Yeah, really specific stuff, of course. You gotta.
Yeah.
Fridges.
Yeah. The only meal that for some reason, I don't know why, but for both me and my mom and my dad that we're good with just eating for days and days on end is borscht. Like I can
Borscht is
literally,
so good.
I can literally just eat borscht again and again and again for days, and I'm fine with it. That's why every time we make borscht, we make like this giant pot of it so that it lasts for a while. And it's like the only meal where I feel like I can eat it again and again, and I never get like tired of it. Just
Me and my mom made like this big pan of called brown bean soup yesterday. Really filled like a meal soup. It was so good. But like the farts.
yeah, no, I get it.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, borscht also kind of
Japanese
gives that.
curry.
Yeah,
I love curry.
me too. I love curry a lot as well. But it's again another meal that if I have too much of, I get bored of it. Even with curry, like I can't have it too long.
I could probably eat pizza like every day of the week.
Nah, not me. Like, I get bored of pizza. I get bored of literally any food except for borscht. Like, every food, if I have it too many days in a row, I start going, now I hate this food. It's also the reason why I can't say really that I have a favorite food. The closest probably would be borscht, just because I can keep eating it and eating it and eating it. But yeah, and I think part of it is also especially because my mom, like my mom's borscht is different from any other borscht because it's like a family recipe.
Nice.
And whatnot. So like, there's nothing else like that. So I guess like maybe it's like I like it so much because it reminds me of home.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Japanese curry is different. It's a lot simpler than Indian curry a lot of the time. It's just like curry paste and a lot of vegetables boiled in a pan with the rice you want to cook with it.
Yeah, that's how I feel like Japanese curry is very... How do I explain it? Japanese curry feels more based on like what is put in it, whereas Indian curry feels more based on spices.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. I love both for different reasons, of course. We had Indian food for the first time in ages, like a couple weeks ago, and it was so good. I had like 3 different types of curries. I had like this chicken curry, a vegetable curry, and a lentil curry all together. And they were all so good.
Like Indian curry in years. The last time I had Indian food was like in Poland more than almost 2 years ago now. Yeah, in Poland of all places. Also had borscht in Poland.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Spice. Much spice. Much good.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough food talk. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
What do you mean?
Rolla, you said the following in your testimony. When you returned from calling a patrolman at a nearby police box, you saw where you dropped the flowers, but the victim's body was nowhere to be seen.
In reality, the victim's body had fallen on the opposite side of Briar Road. Such a tiny bouquet, and really not even a bouquet at that.
Who called out?
I imagine that it was simply blown across the road by the wind.
Out.
Tiny!
Let's say you're correct, but we won't. If so, why didn't Pat testify as such?
Yeah, Van Zeeks get wrecked. Nobody approached the scene, and nothing was removed from the scene. That's what Pat said, with great pride as a patrolman. But that bouquet was mine. It had nothing to do with the stabbing. That's the only reason he didn't say anything about it.
It's not just a bouquet anymore. In this mystery, there's been a very peculiar reversal among the evidence.
Reversal?
That's right. It was Rolla's bouquet and Mr. Garrett's book. Originally, when the adventure of the lion's mane was thrown from the Garrett's window, it should have smacked against the awning window and fallen on the west side of the road. But in reality, it was discovered in the victim's grasp on the opposite side of Briar Road. And on the other hand, Rolla's bouquet, originally, it must have fallen on the eastern side of Briar Road, but in reality, it was found on the opposite side of the road, near Garrett's home. This is absolutely impossible. That is, unless someone picked them up and did the old switcheroo.
Did the old switcheroo!
Yes, Ralph. Oi.
Yeah, Rolf.
And Helen.
Yeah. Three
We're
Dutch
in
people
majority.
in the group, the
We're in
majority.
majority. Let's go.
Time to conquer the rest of us. Hell yeah, it's a Dutch takeover, let's go. Honestly, I welcome our new Dutch overrulers. Hell yeah. Ralph, absolutely, let's go. I'm ready. New Amsterdam, let's go!
Colonized.
Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
What's wrong with you? It's like you're trying to make Pat out to be the bad guy. No, we're not. We're... Choose boy! We can't listen to that demon attorney anymore.
Why would coconut be a spice?
Wait, what? Has anyone ever said that coconut is a spice? The book, the bouquet, who cares? It's all trivial little details.
Trivial. Looks like Mr. Garrett's wife has come back to life.
Only took 2 million years.
Yeah. This dumbass video. What video? I'm very, very curious. Could you share it in the Discord so I can watch it later?
Yeah. I want to see this.
Thank you. No matter how trivial you think it all is, messing with the state of a crime scene is a crime in itself.
It's called tampering with evidence.
person who tampered with the evidence won't come out why. Won't come out and tell us why. I should read the sentence before I speak. What's a droop?
I have never heard of this, David. What the heck is that?
It must be because they're trying to hide the reason that they did it.
Tampering. I see you're excited to have learned a new word. And just who do you think bothered to play this pointless little trick?
On the night of the incident, someone tampered with the evidence. All of the evidence and testimony points to only one person.
Now the court demands an answer, attorney. Who is this one person that could have possibly tampered with the evidence on Briar Road? Let's save before we
Yeah,
answer the
let's
question.
save. Definitely let's save.
It's Pat.
Yeah, it must be Pat.
Who else? He was the only
Yeah.
one present for the whole time.
Drew,
and he
if-
was asleep at some point.
A fruit with a large hardened pit. Think Ah! Okay. Makes sense. That's interesting. I've never really... Wait.
I don't really enjoy like the processed coconut. I do like fresh coconut though. It's very good.
I like all coconut, but then again, as I said, I like pretty much all food.
It's not like I detest it. I'm just not a big fan.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I guess let's go with Pat.
Thank you. Let's go, Pat.
Thank you, Helen.
That person would have to be Patrick O'Malley. There's not a single other person who could have done it.
What? A patrolman of London's police force?
Don't be ridiculous. How could you accuse him of that? It's just that the whole coconut is part is the pit, technically. Yeah, that makes sense. Pat is the defender of justice. He's a policeman that serves and protects the people of London.
Oh, when Pat asked you to go to the police box, you left the crime scene. That span of 15 minutes was the only chance for anyone to tamper with the evidence.
No way, you're just spouting nonsense. I mean... Yep, Rolf.
It's her husband.
Yeah.
So it's domestic abuse.
Yeah, domestic abuse. Stanky. That's right, it was that guy with the mustache. He did it. No! Rolf! No! No!
If that's true, then Pat would have witnessed it.
God. I'm sorry to say this, but there's more evidence to the contrary. Anya C. It was only after the defendant ran away that you dropped your bouquet. But... First, the landlord couple, and now you're brazenly accusing a patrolman of London.
Are you sure, Anne?
But your accusation... But your accusation is missing one essential element. You claim that he tampered with the crime scene, but you see, only someone who was hoping to hide something would commit such a crime. Yeah, that's right! We just happened to witness the crime. Wait, oh my gosh, where's the voice going? Why would we have anything to hide?
Is it because if it were to fall in his beat, he would have had to lead the investigation and he didn't want to? that?
We'll see. Oh, Rolf, thank you for the sub. Ayo.
No, my essential oils.
My essential oils. No. I love you so much, Rolf. Thanks for the sub. Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Let's go. For what purpose would he have to tamper with the evidence? As long as you can't provide an explanation, your accusation amounts to nothing. Pat must have had... Oh wait, no, that's you.
It's blue, so it's in my head. Apparently my mental voice sounds like Anya.
Like the little angel and devil on your shoulder, one of them is me.
Rolf, if you go over to my channel, you can see her do the hard hands if you want.
Hell yeah.
Do them all day long.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I keep forgetting that people can't see me on my channel. So I keep making the hard hands and no one can see it except if they go to your channel. I'm just so used to doing it. Big boof.
Next time we do like a VN, we can have both cameras on your channel.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We can definitely do it like this, because I have both chats on my channel, so it works out. Yeah. Streamer is only visible on other streamers' streams. Hell yeah. We break the normal conventions. That's what happens here on these streams. We go against the norm.
That reason must be the key to solving this mystery.
Wait, no, I get it. Like, on one hand, we have Angel Lune on one shoulder, and then you have me as the devil on the other shoulder. Naruhodo, do you think that you figured it out?
An indictment towards a London patrolman. You'd best hope you're onto something here, Mr. Attorney. If you're wrong, this could be a lethal blow to your reputation as an attorney. Keep that in mind as you formulate an answer.
Understood. Rolf, it's actually because you cannot use a webcam on OBS and Discord at the same time.
Yeah, it's
For
big
some
sad.
arbitrary reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to turn off, to make sure that Marc can see my webcam, I have to turn off my webcam on OBS. So that's why, like, my stream can't, like, basically it means that both our streams can't have me on webcam. Only one of them can.
Yeah. There's only one way to, like, really solve that, but that would have, like, some delay. That would be you capturing your own webcam from my stream.
Yeah, and it's, like, not great. Yeah. It wouldn't really work out. Well, there is one way this could work, but it would also mean having to use Parsec. Because if we used Parsec for the game stream and used Discord for my, the cam, the webcam, then basically you would capture my webcam from Discord and I would capture my own webcam from Discord, and then I would capture the gameplay that you were playing from Parsec, and that would be the only way this would be possible.
Sounds like something that's not really doable.
Yeah. Also, the answer is, I think, where the victim was stabbed.
Yeah. Pretty much because of my reasoning I just told y'all about.
Yeah.
To keep it outside of his beat. think of where the victim was stabbed. Pat desperately tried to hide the truth of where she was really stabbed.
What? What do you mean, where she was really stabbed? That doesn't make any sense. We already know that since the trial started. She was stabbed on the footpath by Briar Road. Pat and I saw it. See it right here. Everyone agrees with me too.
Sure, everyone may have believed that at first. But the truth of Jesus. But the truth of the matter is, Viridian Green was not stabbed at this location.
Huh? What?
Curveball.
Curveball.
Also, slow down.
My word! What kinds of twists and turns will this trial take next? See you next week on Ace Attorney!
No, right now.
Japanese boy, you have further explaining to do. Explain your assertion. Where was the true scene of the stabbing? It would be on the left side, next to the flat. So if we put, like, next to the flat.
Right there.
Yeah. Just once, I want to see a game in the series have a case that is just totally mundane, cut and dry. Yeah, I mean, there kind of was a case where it did turn out that the person we were defending was actually the person who did it. There was kind of a case like that.
Yeah, but it's probably still like very messy with intrigue and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just cut and dry.
But I mean, you can't really have a gameplay like in this game unless you have it as like the first case. Yeah. Yeah, that case was the exact opposite of cut and dry on you. Someone got kidnapped, yeah. Yeah. But I guess what I was like going for was like cut and dry in the sense of the person that we thought was the killer was actually the killer kind of thing. Instead of it being like, oh, it was actually this person or whatever.
Crack open a cold one?
Crack open a cold one. What are you implying?
On that night, when the book was thrown from Mr. Garredeb's home, it fell straight to the ground. The bouquet of flowers that Rolla dropped didn't move at all. What really moved?
Oh, the spin!
Yeah, the spin was really good.
What really moved was the scene of the crime.
Wah, wah, wah.
What in the blazes?
Best twist would be finding out at the end of the game that all the people you fought to defend were actually guilty after all. You're just such a good lawyer that you convinced yourself to. Big boof. Rolf, that would be dark. Actually dark.
Dark. I dig it.
It looks like you haven't been listening to the testimony so far.
You'd feel like shit.
Yeah.
If you play that game.
Yeah. Have I mentioned I like dark stories? Heck yeah. Spin to win! Ayo. These two fine citizens witnessed the very moment of the crime. He's right! We totally saw it!
It was 5 o'clock in the evening. The sun had already set, and London's famous fog rolled in. When you two witnessed the crime, you actually ran straight toward the western footpath along Briar Road.
No way! That can't be!
Pat entrusted you with the task of finding a patrolman, keeping you away from the scene. And in the 15 minutes between then and your return, he moved the crime scene. The defendant's body and the fourth book are shown in this crime scene photo. We're both moved to the eastern footpath of Briar Road.
Oh, unbelievable!
The path overlooked one minor detail.
Overlooked what? Would you be referring to this bouquet?
Yes, that is correct.
Earlier, the prosecution said something about the bouquet. Because the bouquet was far from any lamps, it wasn't discovered until the next morning.
He overlooked it because it was too dark to see then.
Thus, only this bouquet remained. It was the only remnant of the crime scene on the west side of Briar Road. Those are the defense's thoughts on the matter. Did I hit the mark? Patrick O'Malley, if that's even your real name.
Oh, sorry, really so sorry.
You admit it.
Here I am, sleeping at a vital moment.
Damn it.
But you see, I haven't slept in a full month. Pat! He's lying, isn't he? That attorney can't be right. Pat, you've always fought so hard for justice. I was dreaming. I had an awful nightmare. I dreamt that everything I did that evening would be found out in court. But I guess it wasn't just a dream after all.
What? What in the blazes? Order! Order! What in the blazes? What in the world's going on here? This is just...
Pat, why? Why would you do something like that? Isn't tampering with dead bodies a crime? Someone's getting divorced tonight. Heyo.
The 1800s, you can't get divorced.
Oh, big
You
boo.
get exiled.
Yeah.
She still doesn't know that the victim's not dead, I guess.
Permanent divorce.
Patrolman! Why on earth did you do that? You're supposed to be an upright policeman, working for the sake of citizenry. Why?
Okay, that was maybe a little bit too dramatic.
I can't tell you why.
I'll tell you why.
What do you mean you can't?
I'm really sorry. This is all my fault. I've sullied Scotland Yard's good name.
Scotland Yard. One possibility does come to mind. Sure does. On that night, there might have been a good reason. That Pat had to move the crime scene because he wanted to go on his dinner. A nice evening with his roll-up.
Impossible. How could you know why?
Simple deduction.
I'm not going to say that like you knows nothing of the inside of a good London patrolman's mind.
Racism. Say what you may, but our attorney is the one who brought the truth to light.
So, Helen, this is supposed to take place back in, like, the 1800s, so there's
In
a
England.
lot... Yeah, in England, so there's a lot of, like, racism in it. And I guess that's probably also why this game was never, like...
Localized?
Localized, yeah. Why it had to be
That
translated
would
like
make
this.
sense.
Yeah. Because, like, the series has always been, like, it's always been kind of a satirical, like, meant to, like, point towards, like, issues and whatnot type of series. But I think, like, this is, like, maybe a bit, like, it's a bit more than what the series normally is. Like, normally the series is a lot more,
I guess, but still, they're racist against, like, quote-unquote themselves. Like, the Japanese made this game.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, but then, like, you would be sending it out to, like, Europe and America and, like, all of that. And maybe they just thought that, like, it would receive a lot of negative attention to have, like, a story that paints Western cultures in, like, a bad light. Even though it's absolutely true.
It was like that.
Yeah, it was like that. But what I'm saying is, like, it might cause, like, because it's one thing to be, like, a satire on, like, you know, Japanese issues and systems and whatnot. But then it's another to be a satire on, like Western culture systems and, like, histories and whatnot.
Yeah, I guess I understand.
And since, you know, we already see how a lot of people around, like I see all the time, like, even now, how people react when you bring up, like, America's history of racism or, like, Europe's history of racism and how people get very defensive about it. That might be why. Like, it's obviously very much true and very much, like, an issue, even to this day. But, like, they probably just thought it wouldn't sell well or it might bring too much negative controversy, and that's why they never localized it, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah. Might have been some good publicity, though.
Yeah, it probably would have been. But maybe they just didn't want to deal with it. Like, Capcom maybe just didn't want to deal with it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the one who's on full blast, not, like, the maker of the game themselves.
Yeah.
What studio from Capcom makes these?
I don't actually know.
Or is it a Capcom in-house studio?
I feel like it is a Capcom in-house studio.
I thought they only published it.
Honestly, I think they just thought it was going to be a hard sell. Well, but I think the reason it would be a hard sell is because a lot of people may just not want to buy it because it points out, like, racism and stuff. Like, they might just not want to buy it for that reason, is kind of what I was thinking.
Like, my reasoning would be that they think it would be too Japanese.
Yeah, there's also... Oh, yeah, because also another thing. The other reason is also the fact that, you know, in America, because Ace Attorney first started coming out during the time where localizations tried to Americanize or, like, Westernize, like, Japanese, like, works, whether it be anime or video games or whatnot. And so Ace Attorney, localized Ace Attorney, is very different from original Ace Attorney in terms of, like, names, where it apparently takes place, things like that.
It's like the 4Kids dub.
Yeah. And so I'm guessing it would be very hard to localize this because in Western canon of Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright isn't Japanese. He lives in, like, basically what is, like, California instead of Japan and stuff.
This came out in 2015. It's not at the dawn of Ace Attorney. People knew Ace Attorney.
Well, but the problem is that now all they know is this, you know, narrative of Phoenix Wright and whatnot. And introducing this might, like, mess with, like, the Western narrative, and they just didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah. And they're claiming, like, he's the forefather of Phoenix Wright.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, or Naruhodo Ryuichi in Japanese. But yeah, it is kind of, it's like one of those moments where because of how much the localization changed the source material, it's, like, impossible to localize this piece of material because it goes totally against all the changes that were made in all the other localized materials. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure would have been real easy, that's for sure.
Yeah. But then people might be like, why are, like, because another issue, because that actually leads to another issue, Ralph, is the fact it's the same reason why Apollo Justice Ace Attorney didn't sell well when it came out, was because it wasn't Phoenix Wright. Like, the head person, the person who wasn't the center, wasn't Phoenix Wright, and all the fans wanted Phoenix Wright, and so having Apollo instead of Phoenix was like a big deal, and it didn't sell well at the time. So if they, introduced another main character that had nothing to do with Phoenix, people might be like, but where's Phoenix? Where's my boy?
Did this come directly after Apollo Justice?
No. Apollo Justice, there was a big gap in between the current games and Apollo Justice. Apollo Justice, I think, came out like, I want to say like 2007 or something, and then there was a
we had
huge
dual
gap.
Destinies before this.
Yeah, we
So
had dual Destinies.
They had their fill of Phoenix Wright, so.
Well, because there was the original Phoenix Wright trilogy that started back in, I think, 2001 or so. So we have the original trilogy that came out, kind of not too far from each other. And then you had Apollo Justice that came out not too long after the original trilogy. And then we had a long gap of years where there was nothing because Apollo Justice didn't sell well. And then Dual Destinies came back and started the series again after it being kind of left alone for a while. San Francisco. Oh boy. Wait, Dual Destinies also kind of bombed? Really?
Oh, if that bombed, then I know why this didn't come out.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
What? That seems so weird. Really? I thought Dual Destinies did super well. Because then why is the series still continuing onward if it didn't sell well? I would think that it would be another example of, like, Apollo Justice. It's so weird. Maybe it's doing well in Japan, but not outside of Japan? It's hard to say. Or maybe it's just the original trilogy that's doing well. Spirit of Justice definitely was better than Dual Destiny, so that it is true. Spirit of Justice is better. My thing is, I feel like a lot of the modern games, like the original trilogy has a very specific vibe to it that I feel like hasn't really been properly recreated in any of the other games. And a lot of people are looking back at Apollo Justice and kind of going like the hate for that game is really unprecedented, especially since like Phoenix was kind of shoehorned in at the last moment. Like it's kind of and you can definitely tell that when you play through the game. But because the original writer who worked on the original trilogy also worked on that game, like it still has a lot of the same vibe. But then kind of after that, it just doesn't have the same like hook, I feel like, even though it has the same characters. And plus, there's also the idea that it seems the series keeps introducing new characters, and a lot of the characters that we already had keep getting like a back seat. When people want to see the characters we already had rather than seeing all these new people. But, I could go on and on about the problems with Ace Attorney.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's continue.
Yeah.
The court believes that there is worth in asking for his thoughts. Defense!
Sir!
Now the court requests that you present evidence.
Understood. Whether they be British or they be Japanese, all people share the same feelings. I'm beginning to understand Kat's feelings from that night.
What evidence reveals the motive for Patrolman O'Malley's deceit?
It would be, yeah.
It's the handbook.
The handbook reveals it.
maybe you're right. To you Londoners, I'm just an outsider. And because of that, I wasn't... It wasn't until today that I learned about London's patrolmen. One of the most noble yet demanding duties in the world.
They patrol the city to maintain order, all the while doing odd jobs to support our citizenry. Yes, our young patrolmen are driven by the many duties they must undertake daily.
But for Pat, that fateful night was a special time.
Special?
And it's this bouquet that made that very fact very clear.
Oh, that was our first anniversary.
Pat did all he could to prepare a gift for such a special day. The two of them went out for dinner to celebrate their anniversary. But then...
They came upon the crime scene on Briar Road. Oh no, David!
Oh, that's weird.
I hope you feel better soon, David.
Yes, feel better soon, David.
They witnessed...
Oh, sorry.
or maybe it's you? Maybe let's say it at the same time. They witnessed
a young woman
falling under gas lamps in the thin fog.
fog.
What do you think was going through Pat's head at this moment? Okay, it's you. It's you. It's definitely you. I just want that one single day to be peaceful so we could celebrate our anniversary. I'm always leaving her alone because work is so busy, my poor beloved Rolla. Oh no, David!
People hands.
People hands.
This is the police handbook that Pat presented. You never should have given it to me, dummy.
Yeah.
There's a manual inside called Things to Know as a Patrolman, and it reads: if a patrolman discovers an incident in his beat, he must assist in initial investigation.
Oh.
This is why, isn't it, Pat? This is why you moved the crime scene.
Well, you've seen right through me. Can't believe we got it. So that's the problem. The investigation was in his beat. Oh!
Okay, Helen, bye. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
Always
thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Helen, for being around. We love you very much. Good luck with your homework. See ya later. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's right. At first, Pat was supposed to be the lead in the investigation as the beat's patrolman.
I see. Then, Patrolman O'Malley, did you?
At that time, for the first time after I got my dream job as a patrolman, I started to pray. Rolla, stay close to me. The criminal might still be on the scene. When I ran to the crime scene, I was acting not as a husband, but as a policeman. We have to hurry up and notify the police. And then I realized the significance of where the victim collapsed. If a patrolman discovers an incident in his beat, he must assist the initial investigation. Why did this have to happen here? Today! Of all days! Why? Tonight was the one day I needed peace. Honestly, I feel him, though. I understand. I understand, bro. Yeah.
It's a pretty okay reason. It's
Yeah.
pretty heart wrenching.
Yeah. Like I don't like I totally understand why he did it, and I feel no like, oh, I can't believe you did that. I feel like most people
Yeah.
would if that were the case. There
I still
has
judge him for it.
Yeah.
Still a crime. He's a
Yeah.
policeman. He should know
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
But I understand why.
Yeah. There has to be a policeman guarding the crime scene at all times. So I told Rolla to go to the police box and bring the officers over. And then when I opened my mouth to speak, I shouted words that even I'm disgusted by. This road is part of the next beat over, Rolla. Go to that beat's police box. Take a right on Mearsham Road.
Susato tearing up.
Yeah, same.
Well, time to arrest Mrs. Garadeb.
Yep. I think we still have another whole section to go through, though. I'm sorry! Yeah. I'm so sorry! Pat. I just wanted to enjoy a nice dinner with Rolla, no matter the cost. Oh, Pat. That was the one day that I needed peace. If the incident had occurred in your beat, you wouldn't have been able to celebrate. Thus, you chose to move the crime scene to the beat on the eastern side of Briar Road. To be honest, at the time, I thought the victim was dead.
Rude.
Yeah.
Really?
Of course he did, because I know.
Just left her bleeding.
I know that my Pat wouldn't leave a stabbed victim on a cold, hard ground.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
But either way, God is punishing me for my actions now.
No, I'm punishing you.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Out of everything at the crime scene, the one thing I forgot was the bouquet I bought for her. Yeah, that is kind of ironic. No,
Yep.
Pat, that's what was my fault.
Not really.
I was the one who dropped the bouquet out of sight.
You committed a crime.
I'm sorry, Pat.
Probably not a life sentence. Probably lose your job though.
Yeah.
I have one more question, Pat. How many books did you move to the opposite side of the road?
Oh wait, no. I think it was 4. As you recall, Soseki dropped 3 books, so the remaining 1 book was dropped from Mr. Garadeb's room. That would account for all 4 books.
But why did you leave this book in the victim's hand? The other 3 books were scattered around the crime scene.
Huh? Well, that's just how I found it.
Yup. I knew it. She picked it up and then the knife fell in her back.
Yeah. Explain what you mean by that. When we ran over to the crime scene, the victim was holding on to this book. So when I moved her, I just left her the same as I found her, holding the book.
Confirm. The victim was holding The Adventure of the Lion's Mane.
Yes, I'm absolutely certain.
I wonder what this means. I do not.
Yeah, we know. At the time, I thought that this would be an open and shut case. There were only 2 people at the crime scene. Even Rolla saw that. No matter how much I thought about it, it must have been the guy that ran away. I figured that even if I changed the location of the crime scene, it was only a trivial matter.
Good night. We won't be streaming for that much longer anyway, because I have to go to bed soon.
Oh,
Have a great night, Ralph.
Have a good night, Ralph. I love you very much. You're great. I love y'all. See you later.
See you tomorrow, Ralph. Please DM me the time.
Thanks for hanging out, Ralph. You're the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a surprise.
Oh no, it's a surprise. Oh no. Wow, this really is it for me, huh?
Many dots.
My lord.
What is it, Lord Van Zeeks?
This cross-examination is over. Patrolman, you can step down now. Sir! Mr. Prosecutor. What's going to happen to my pet?
Prison.
You're free to go home for today. Expect contact from the yard. Please forgive him for what he's done. It's not Pat's fault.
I mean, it was.
I've always complained to him because he's never at home. It's okay, Rolla. Let's go home.
The real, person who done it is the British state, making them police officers work too much.
Yep. Okay. Patrolman O'Malley.
You make me sick.
Oh my gosh. Sir! I hope this incident has helped you realize that when it comes to a crime investigation, there's no such thing as a trifling matter.
What a nice thing is it?
Yes, sir. Well, I bet they'll probably... I feel like they probably won't, like, just kick him out of the force. They'll probably be like, this one time...
100% they'll kick him off.
Aww, that's so sad. I feel sad. Aww. You do well to bear that truth in mind for a long time to come. I want to believe.
Yeah, you probably do time for that.
After all, you don't want to repeat the same mistake at any other crime. See, I said it! I knew it. I knew it. They weren't gonna do it. They were gonna be nice to him. I knew it. Repeat, then? Yeah, why kick out an employee that's now very motivated to never make a mistake again? That's how I was thinking, too, is like, he went through this, he shows remorse. I would be like, just don't do it again.
While that's very noble, it's very hard to have a policeman on the force with an actual criminal record.
Well, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he has a criminal record. If they just kind of let it slide, he could just go without a criminal.
With evidence is quite the crime.
Yeah, but then at the same time, we gotta think, what else have policemen gotten away with? Policemen can get away with a lot of stuff, to be honest.
I mean, it's now open in court with a lot of viewers.
I don't know. I feel like everyone... I feel like everybody probably felt bad for him, though. I bet everyone's gonna be like, it's fine.
Of course, everyone felt bad for him. It's just, in reality, I don't think he would have kept this job at all.
No I don't know. I don't know. Hurry and step down. You're delaying the trial. Sir!
An astonishing truth has been made clear in our court today.
Blech.
Sentences. The crime scene was tampered with by a third party.
However, one truth remains unchanged. The only person who could have committed the crime is still Soseki Natsume. No! What the frick? Dude, use your critical thinking skills, bro.
Don't you think the word only is a little misleading? Now that the location of the crime scene has changed, there should be one more person who could have possibly stabbed the victim. It was gravity!
If I may. It's the window for being an awning window.
Curse you, awning window! I'll get you next time!
Because if you think about it, if it wasn't an awning window, then we would have been fine.
Yep.
Lord Van Zinks, is this true?
Critical thinking skills don't exist. Azure is right. Very well. Not in the Ace Attorney universe, anyway. Present his or her name, then, if there happens to be any merit in your indictment. The prosecution will consent to continuing these proceedings. So, I just want to say that when Apologist as Ace Attorney came out, a lot of people were really upset about, like, how much Clavier, like, helped us solve cases and whatnot. But to me, I was so happy about it just because it was the first time a prosecutor actually was able to connect the dots along with, like, us, the players, and go with it, instead of the prosecutor always being, like, constantly, like,
a whiny bitch.
Whoa!
Holding back
Yeah.
evidence
Yeah, I
every
was
single
like,
time.
I was like, when I first played Apologists, I was like, this is the first time I'm not annoyed during a trial. Because we actually have a man who's like, I gotcha. And I'm like, thank you. And yeah, it's Joan. Joan Garridev.
The defense is ready to call the witness. Once again.
Once again?
Dude, Judge, how thick are you?
Yeah. Trust me, he's less thick than a lot of the other judges. I've been saying this, but both the judges we've had in this game so far are just so much better than any of the judges in the other games.
That's good.
Yeah.
Just as my legal assistant proposed earlier.
Thick judge.
There's only one witness that can bring the truth to light. We need to hear Juror 4's testimony. Come to the stand, Joan Garrity.
What? As I recall, your request was already overruled. Oh my gosh, get with the program, Van Zeeks.
You're right. But we have new information now. The situation is entirely different.
Low IQ Van Zeeks.
This is Garridab. May I have a moment?
Well, what do you want?
When a crime was committed, you and your husband were fighting. During your fight, a fire broke out in your home. Mr. Garridab opened the window facing Briar Road so the smoke could escape.
And what of it?
You threw his book at your husband, who you had cornered at the window. Then the book hit the awning window and fell straight to the ground. And as we have just established, the place it fell was exactly where the crime took place.
And again, what of it?
You said that you were blinded by rage during the fight, yes? You didn't just throw books, you threw anything you could get your hands on. I want to try to confirm this for me one more time. The knife is the one found in the victim's back. This knife. Are you absolutely sure that you don't recognize it?
Eh. Yes, I'm sure.
Huh?
How am I supposed to remember what I threw at him? And anyway, didn't that prosecutor say that jurors shouldn't have to testify?
Well, don't try to dodge it.
I remember saying nothing of the sort, Juror 4. Hell yeah, Van Zeeks!
Aw, yeah.
Huh? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do not misunderstand. You are not above the law. Hi,
Hey,
Owen!
What's up?
Hi, Owen. I love you very much. How are you doing? If you remember this knife, then you would do well to tell us the truth. But you can get a knife like that just about anywhere. We have so many of those at home. If one or two went missing, we wouldn't even notice.
How many folding knives do you have?
Yeah.
What? For real?
My word.
Dual chat.
Furthermore, the thought that I might have hurt someone, I just can't handle the idea. It's too much.
You were throwing flaming books at your
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah. It's like, I don't really
think
believe this.
That just goes out of the window.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Joan. Alright, go ahead, hurry up and show me your decisive evidence. I want you to show me conclusively whether that knife was really one of the things I threw. Can you do it, Naruhodo?
Not currently. If I had
Yeah.
that kind of evidence, I'd have thrown it at her ages ago.
In that case, it's time for you to come to the witness stand, Juror 4. What? The prosecution agrees that this juror must be cross-examined.
Prosecutor Van Zeeks. Hell yeah, bro.
Me? Testify? Prosecutors usually
Yeah.
Prosecutors usually come in at the clutch at the very end. And it appears Van Zeeks is no different.
They just want to see the truth.
Yeah.
You have witnessed the entirety of today's case from the seat of the juror's table. You have seen the miraculous moment where, from our witnesses' testimony, a truth was gleaned that even the witnesses themselves were not aware of.
Oh!
Thus, it is paramount that you testify to the best of your ability. Once you do, I'm sure that this court will be able to find the truth. Prosecution, defense, are you in agreement?
Yeah, I think this is the last section. We'll be cross-examining her. You are correct.
Yes, the defense agrees. Ooh, nice camera angle.
Yeah.
What's this feeling? The very first time since we arrived in this country. I finally feel like a real attorney, fighting in the courtroom.
Hell yeah.
25 reigns. She brought her teapot.
Yep. Witness, your name and occupation. Yeah, sir, my name is, Joan Garrideb, yes. My occupation, at the moment, I suppose I'm a juror?
That's not an occupation. This looks like it looks like she's even confused whether she's a housewife or a maid.
Henceforth, the court expects your testimony. Is that acceptable?
Yes, my lord. On the evening of the crime, something transpired in the Garrideb home.
Same thing.
You should tell us the entire truth. Do not try to withhold even a single detail. I think this is John. Yeah, I think
Probably.
this is... Yeah.
That's nothing to be scared of now.
Oh, there he is. Dear, you were here all along?
He wore his medal.
Also, I'm guessing maybe the moon is like a reference to like sun and moon. Like she kind of looks like a sun, like her face being like round with like the little like ring around it, and then he looks like the moon, so like she's the sun and he's the moon.
I was with her at the time of the crime. Thus, I'm ready to testify alongside you, Joan.
But dear, what about your leg?
Oh, please. I'm fine. I can't let you suffer up here all alone, can I?
Dear.
I presume you must be Mr. John Garrideb. Yep. Then.
Sir, 4th Northumberland Fusiliers Battalion, Captain of the 3rd Platoon. I survived countless battles. Now that I'm retired, I live a quiet life here in London.
It seems you were subjected to your wife's concentrated barrage in your very own home.
I suppose you could see it that way.
A juror standing as witness. This is the first time since the founding of our British courts. It's an absolutely unprecedented situation. However, as today's final witnesses, you are ordered to give your testimony. Testify regarding what happened to your home as the crime took place.
Sir, loud and clear, my lord. And that's where we save.
Yep.
So we might be finishing the case?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Insanity. I think this is the last section of the case is right now.
Yeah. That might be the last.
Yeah. If we
thing, like off the stream, we don't have a translation for the last one.
Well,
I mean, but I just don't know how to fix it.
Well, as I said, we could pull a me and we just watch the last case.
Yeah.
It would work. I've done it before. It works. It's not the greatest, but it works.
I'm not the biggest fan of that idea.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We still have this last part. We still have one more week. What about the next game, though? Do you know if that's been translated or not?
They've started translating it. I think there is a patch out with like maybe the first trial. But the same problems still applies. I don't know how to patch it myself.
Yeah.
I'm too dummy for that.
No, I totally understand.
Something else. I remember Ralph calling me out that I should stream Speed Racer, and we have already talked about it.
Yeah, we have talked about it. We definitely need to do Speed Racer because that's like a necessity at this point, especially since we watched the movie. I've watched I bet both of us have already watched the entire show too. Have you seen the entire Speed Racer show?
I don't think the entire show. I've seen like a fair amount of episodes.
Yeah, I
Like not in chronological order.
That's understandable. I have the entire box set at my house, so I've watched it all because I was a huge
Sweet.
fan back in the day. And of course, the Speed Racer movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. But yeah, time for me to head to bed as well. Good night, everyone. Good night, Rolf.
Good night, Rolf.
Love you very
We're
much.
closing up shop.
Yeah, we're closing. We're going. But yeah, we definitely need to play the game because of all of that.
Yeah, I have it pretty much ready to go. So.
Hell yeah! So yeah, we could probably do that afterwards when we're done with this.
I do still need to play test it though.
Yeah. That makes sense. What was it for again? PS2?
Yeah, it was on multiple consoles, but I have it for PS2.
Yeah, then it's probably gonna be fine because the PS2 emulator is like one of the best emulators out there.
I'm gonna run it on the real PS2.
You're running it! Oh snap! Oh snap, that's so cool. That's cool actually. That's awesome. But yeah. But we're almost done.
Yeah.
we probably would have finished if we didn't have those long conversations about food and stuff.
That's what makes
it does.
Fun. So
yeah, it does.
It would be a waste not to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the brand, you know? Long conversations about random stuff every time.
For sure.
For sure. But yeah. Thanks for having me again, Mark.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss doing this so much, so I'm glad we're doing it again. I've missed it. Yeah. And it's always good to see everyone and have fun going through Ace Attorney. It's always a good time. There was a time I was afraid that we would never come back to this. Oh boy. But we're here now. But yeah. My only sadness is that I feel bad that we're always doing it so late for you, Mark.
It's fine. It's still like in my bedtime. I have to be in bed like in the half an hour.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's fine.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mark. I love you very much.
Thank you too, Anya.
Let's see who we should raid.
We have Scabbard, who's live.
Ooh.
Is live.
Yeah. Q-Flux is live too. I mean, we could raid Scab.
Let's go raid Scabbard.
Hell yeah. I feel like it's kind of like a thing to do for me, because I feel like I'm always streaming around the same time Scab streams. So I'm always just like, oh, here we go again. And every once in a while it's the other way around. But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll continue this later with some more good times.
Heck yeah.
Oh, and I'm also streaming tomorrow, Jeebus. I forgot. Oh boy.
Tomorrow I'll be guesting on Ralph's show.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Heck yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Heck yeah.
Should be fun.
Heck yeah.
Guess it's time to raid.
Yep.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye.
May.
Bye bye everyone.
I have pressed the raid button.
Yep, me too.
Although it might not pop. Oh, it did. Good.